Growing up in the 80s and 90s, there were these whirl-a-doodle toys that had some sort of plate that would spin something, either paper or some of them could spin t-shirts, and then you would squirt paint onto them and they would create these spiral patterns that came to be, and still are, kind of mixed with the hippie iconography. Like if you see this, you see it like, you think like far out man and that sort of thing. The word zest doesn't really fit into that same hippie iconography. So I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect between the name of this beer and the iconography they've chosen for the can, but still the can is very pretty. Today I will be drinking Zest Fest by Trapdoor Brewing. It is a grapefruit pale ale. Looks about right. Definitely pale. Oh, deliciously fruity. Very citrus. So this is a pale ale, not an India pale ale, just a pale ale, so I'm expecting a moderate hoppiness. The malt bill is 2-row, that means barley, Pilsner, which is also barley, but a different roast level, I believe. Flaked wheat, which should produce a cloudiness and perhaps a smooth or creamy mouthfeel, as well as oats, which will definitely add some weight and heft or body to the beer. The oats being last, which means typically it's going to be the lowest or the least used grain. And yeah, it's not like thick, especially in any sort of pale ale or India pale ale or most light beers in general. You don't expect to have a significant viscous body or a thicker body to the beer. So it's probably just added to bring out a little bit of nuance, that sort of thing. They're the experts in the brewing, not me. I'm just the expert in drinking. Being a grapefruit pale ale, this is not an adjunct laced grapefruit. They've brought the grapefruits out by hops. And so it does have Citra and Cascade hops, which Citra, yeah, that's pretty commonly some pretty strong citrus flavors, including grapefruit. Sticking your nose in, yeah, there's grapefruit there. It's a bit of a breezy day here, so a lot of it's getting blown away. The initial aroma pouring it, definitely bright, real vibrant. So I'd imagine that pouring this in a closed room, yeah, you'll pick up some pretty strong, I'm not sure if I'd say ruby grapefruit. It's not a real sharp grapefruit, but it lacks that kind of sweet unctuousness that a ruby grapefruit has that sets it apart from some of the white grapefruits or other grapefruits out there. I think you can also smell some malt to it, which is nice. Being that it's a pale ale, that also makes more sense because the malts are not being just blown out by overwhelming hops. So yeah, that could be expected. Overall, it's a very nice aroma. It's a nice combination of hoppiness and maltiness, which is precisely what you would expect in a pale ale. Oh, that's nice. Bright. The finish. Oh, the finish is interesting. Okay. So there's a brightness right up front, which is very reminiscent of grapefruit. It's like you've just bit into a grapefruit, or for some reason we would use spoons to eat our grapefruit, like you'd cut it in half widthwise across the equator of the grapefruit and use spoons to carefully scrape out each section's whatever those parts are. So whatever, you just bite into that grapefruit and it's this really nice explosion of really nice grapefruity, juicy, not tart. It's tart. I mean, grapefruit is a more tart citrus fruit, but it's not lemon or lime tart. It's kind of in between lemon and lime and orange, but at the same time, it has a herbal quality. Maybe there's some, the grapefruit is different. It's not simply in a line between the orange and the lemon, right? It's somewhere off to the side. It is more tart than a lemon, whatever. So it has that, this has that kind of really nice, slightly herbal, unctuous sweetness to it, or juiciness. Yeah, definitely redolent of grapefruit. Then there's a bit of a nearly bready maltiness that comes in the middle and kind of plays peekaboo the rest of the way through. But then there's also this very interesting, surprising, almost grapefruit rind, kind of a dry version, like that same grapefruit note at the beginning, only now it's drier. That's kind of playing this peekaboo along with the maltiness. Yeah, so I felt like when I first put it in my mouth, there was the burst of juiciness, and then it felt like it kind of fell away pretty quickly to the maltiness, and it felt like the maltiness was kind of thin and maybe disconnected. But the way that the grapefruit rind, the drier grapefruit notes, continually kind of percolate back up, kind of bubble back up, makes it interesting, and I think saves it. You know, I started judging it too soon, that sort of thing, right? I mean, it all happened within like 3 seconds. It's not a very long, drawn out process. Yeah, so long as you have the beer in your mouth, you're getting those bright, juicy notes. As you swallow, then you start to getting the maltiness playing with, and that's the right term, it's the maltiness is playing with a slightly drier version of that grapefruit. And that's really quite pleasant. That's really nice. It also tastes surprisingly warm. I mean, I'm expecting this to be maybe 5%. Yeah, 5.6%. So relatively low ABV. And it feels warm on the throat, which is saying something. It's not like boozy to the taste at all. Just, it's interesting that I'm picking up that warmth, and I wonder if that might have something to do with the oats or the wheat, kind of the creamy, not exactly warmth, but just something that's more smooth going down. I like this. This is a tasty, interesting beer. There's enough about it that makes you go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's tasty. But then also, it's a familiar flavor. Grapefruit, yes, it's grapefruit. And it has some decent legs. It lingers. It's not just one note. And but at the same time, you can just drink it because it's tasty and it's not demanding too much in its interestingness. So yeah, there's that. I think I'll leave it at that. So I give this beer, Zest Fest, I give it 3 stars out of 4. This is a good beer that I enjoy. It's unique, it's interesting, it's tasty, it's enjoyable. Trapdoor is out of Vancouver, Washington, so you should be able to pick up these beers anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, really, Oregon, Washington, maybe so far as Idaho, depending on what your distribution is. So yeah, 3 stars out of 4. It's a good beer. I enjoy it. And I'll just leave it at that. This is me, Matthew, drinking and enjoying Zest Fest by Trapdoor Brewing out of Vancouver, Washington, a grapefruit pale ale. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side.